if Jimmy Garoppolo really can't stand this team as a backup, if it would be kind of a slap in the face to him and something that could potentially divide the locker room and the fan base, then that means that Josh Rosen's important. We've talked about him all offseason, but I want to come back to him because you can't get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo. You have to keep Jimmy as the backup if Rosen sucks. And it seems to me that we'll learn about Rosen, but there are some good signs here. And the good sign is that they kept him and not Mullins and Beathard. They knew Mullins and Beathard. Mullins and Beathard got signed this offseason. Mullins got a contract with $200,000 guaranteed on Philly. What's his face? CJ got a contract with $350,000 guaranteed from Jacksonville. Those are NFL quarterbacks. The Niners had all three on the same team, and they were like, you know what? We like Rosen. So that's a good sign.
I do.
That's a good sign.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I think Rosen has a lot of upside, and I think that's we could be in worse situations, and I think we're in a better situation than we were last year.
Absolutely. I think it's
across
very
the board, even excluding Trey Lance, we are in a better situation. I'd rather have Rosen for the mere upside than Beathard and Mullins. No slight against Mullins. That's the only one I'm going to defend. But it's just a matter of, I think Rosen is more interesting. He brings more possibility.
Yeah, I mean, I like Mullins too. Mullins a great story. He's an undrafted guy who is off the charts
I like him
in other ways.
Grit. Exactly.
Yeah, he overcompensated for his lack of physical skill set, which is obvious because he's an undrafted free agent. Rosen was the 10th pick in the draft. Rosen is not lacking physically. I've watched him. I've seen him throw. He's in a lot of ways every bit as he can make you drop your jaw just as much as Trey Lance in terms of how they throw. The ball explodes off his hands. He's aggressive. He's fun to watch. And he's only 24 years old.
His arm has a little Josh Allen to it.
Oh, that's
as far as power.
Josh Allen has the strongest arm I've ever seen in my entire life, but he's right one underneath. I mean, it's
right. A little
much
Josh
stronger.
Allen.
Yeah. I mean, it's much stronger than Jimmy Garoppolo's. Any quarterback I've seen on the Niners since Kaepernick. I mean, really having Lance and Rosen on the team right now.
Broke a finger with his gunslinging abilities. Yeah.
And Lance has a cannon too, but so does Rosen. It's a lot of fun to watch both of them. So it seems to me that
the other thing is the practice squad and second team reps and things like that. I'd love to see that with Rosen. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems like the Niners have four quarterbacks here.
It's just a practice squad quarterback. I mean, not useless, but if you get rid of Garoppolo, I'm more excited for how he can grow and bring more to the team and just develop. And maybe in the future you can flip him for some draft picks. The way the Garoppolo, you obviously flipping Garoppolo is perfect. But in the future, if you have a developmental kind of guy and you end up taking a quarterback in the 5th round, 4th round, or something like that, that is his replacement for the future. Or you pick up another developmental player like Rosen from another team in the future. First rounders, there are plenty of them washing around.
Yes, absolutely. So I do think they could get something for him down the line. But in the short term, what's interesting is I think people look at the 4 quarterbacks the Niners have and think who's the odd man out? Is it Rosen? I look at it as it's Jimmy. The reason they have 4 guys right now is because they're set up if and when Trey Lance wins the job. They have 4 guys there.
And the cost of Jimmy Garoppolo is just like that. That's part of what makes him the odd man out.
Agree. Demaine's back. I love Demaine Thread. He says Rosen is a good one.
He is. He's the MVP of this show.
He's Demaine Thread. Rosen has been my dark horse all along. Said this back in January. He has all the talent. His issues are communicative. Yeah, let's talk about that real quick. His issues are the fact that
Demaine Thread needs to call in sometime.
I don't think he. I saw with Dante Pettis. Dante Pettis didn't really fit in very well in an NFL locker room. Not that he's a bad guy. He seemed a little out of place. Yeah,
he's a college kid. He was perfect. Okay, so I did some growing up in Washington State. He's perfect for CPAC. He's perfect for that area.
Yes.
Laid back, dyed hair, just having a good old time, not pretentious or anything, just kind of goofing off. And
as someone who went to UCLA, Rosen's perfect for Westwood. But I don't think that his personality was that universally I mean, I don't think people disliked him, but he's a little odd. And then I think the thing that really goes is he's intellectually arrogant, like Aaron Rodgers. And it's like, dude, you haven't proven that. And if you mouth off or you're late to a meeting, he does stuff like that. He'll be late. He'll do stuff where the attitude is like, I don't need this, or I'm smarter than you. You do that to coaches, they will humble your ass so fast, dude. And
or worse, they will blacklist you.
Yeah, he'll blacklist you. So now he's on his 4th team. I don't know if he'll get a 5th team. I think he finally gets the situation he's in. And also, if he's intellectually arrogant, well, Kyle Shanahan's the one coach where you kind of have to give him respect and be like, look, maybe Jim Mora Jr. didn't have something that could stimulate me as a quarterback, but Kyle Shanahan does. So I need to shut the hell up and pay attention and appreciate this opportunity.
Is, I would have to say, the most cerebral coach in the NFL, for better and for worse.
So maybe this is what Rosen needs. It's the wake-up call and the I don't know, like if you ever were in those AP classes in high school, the kid who was the smartest kid in the class but also was getting C's because he refused to do his homework. And it was like, well,
most frustrating for a teacher. Right. Absolutely.
It's like, I'm smarter than you, teacher. I hate this class. I don't really like education. It comes so easily and naturally to me. I'm not stimulated by this at all. I don't want to do this. That could be a little bit of Rosen, because he was considered the #1 quarterback in America from like when he was 15 to like when he was 21.
That's not good. I always believe you need to serve in hell first in your career. Right. You need to crawl your way back up from the bottom. And in the Navy, we have something called a Mustang officer, which was enlisted before officer, and they get that extra oomph in the respect because they know what it's like to serve and underneath command, and they know what it's like to have to do the menial jobs. Going through enlisted boot camp is annoying. It's not tough. It's annoying. That's what it is. And that's the thing with Rosen. He needs to humble himself. And first off, he should take a look at Fred Warner's contract and be like, this linebacker is getting paid more than me, and I'm a 1st-round quarterback. That's what happens when you don't make the cuts. And I think you're right. Now that he's on this team, and I think Shanahan, he's like Gandalf the Grey when it comes to his ability to have football acumen. And I think he's looking down at this hobbit-sized quarterback, and basically, this is your last journey. This is your last opportunity. If not, you're going to burn, plain and simple. And I think it's a good thing.
You're just going to be hanging out on like the golf course in Bellflower, wherever you're from, the rest of your life.
Probably as a caddy.
I got blackballed, maybe. Man. I could have been great. No,
exactly.
He's a really good tennis player.
Is he really?
Do that. He was actually as good at tennis as he was at football. He could have been the next.
My father, he played at Cal. My father was on the tennis team at Cal.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
Berkeley,
real quick, before we move on, it says, Grant, tell your mod to stop blocking me, Don Burr, Detroit. I love the banter that goes on between Don Burr.
Don, how are you?
The resident Lions fan. I like it. I think the trash talk is so cool. I think trash talk is fine. Let's make sure that it's not too personal and that it's not too vulgar, because there are kids here. But yeah, I think Don Burr should be allowed to talk trash in my comment section. Moderator, let him back. But Don, set a good example here, all right? Let's keep this within reason, because there are kids here. But I like trash talking.
We're going to have ourselves a beer sometimes to celebrate the 49ers victory over Detroit.
Domain says, Rosen is just like most smart kids. He gets bored easily. Kyle will stimulate his mind. If, and it's a big if, he shuts his mouth and buys in. Yeah, I feel like it's
possible.
a good
Yes,
a good
definitely
timing.
Possible.
Because Josh is on the way out, and now he's got the coach he's always needed. It should work. And I think also
behavioral issues with intelligent children definitely generally stem from a lack of stimulation and activity. And we always say, when you get in trouble, when you have nothing to do and you're bored. Now, that translates to this situation as far as maybe now he's in the classroom with a true professor for what he feels anyways the first time. But that, to me, that doesn't excuse that Rosen was not humble in other situations. He should have been, but I think he needs a really autocratic leader like Kyle Shanahan, and who is, to kind of get him straight, hopefully.
All of a sudden, my thing got heckin' blurry. What's up with that? Am I blurry?
Yes.
Yeah, what is up with that? Hold on. That didn't fix it.
Back up.
Back up. Hold on. Just give me a second. Hold on. Just give me a second.
There you go. It's you're good.
Oh, all right, sweet.
Yeah, when you back up like that, it gets the lens to refocus.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Sorry, that kind of killed the conversation. But yeah, no, the last thing I wanted to add to this was it does seem like Kyle Shanahan is interested in him, which is also works in his favor. He's got three things working in his favor. He's interested in Kyle interested in him, and he's got the awakening of, I got to grow up right now. I got to be an adult about this right now. This is my last chance. So I think it could work out.